All right, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day, and welcome to the Provo Exposed podcast. And it's a week after April Fool's because that's my April Fool's joke to everybody. I didn't drop an episode last week, and that's about the extent of what an April Fool's joke should be. It wasn't intended, and it's not actually an April Fool's joke, but it just happened that way, and so I'm rolling with it, baby. It's what we're doing. I'm using it as an excuse for me being lazy and not putting out an episode. And April Fool's is a joke and should be abolished, along with St. Patrick's Day. We already talked about that. They're one and the same as far as both should just not exist anymore, because who cares? Anyways, I put out a poll on my Instagram story, I guess a question type thing of what's the worst type of April Fool's person? And an overwhelming amount of the response was the ones who do the I'm pregnant jokes. And of course, that's the worst. I got like 7 different responses that all said that same thing. I mean, why are you that's the joke you're gonna roll with? Hey, are you trying to make a joke or you want attention? Or you testing the waters to see, how would it be received if I was pregnant? Because it's something you're considering. Here's my response to that. If someone tells me you're pregnant, and I posted this back in my story, this is what I said. I'm just gonna read it. If anyone tells me they're pregnant today, I will believe it with my whole soul and refuse to accept your April Fools. In June, I will host a gender reveal and invite all your family. In October, I will throw you the biggest baby shower ever. And I'm experienced with baby showers now because if you're also in tune with my Instagram, I went to my first baby shower a couple weeks ago. So I know how to do it. And then in November, I will forced to take you to the hospital and demand the doctor to give you a C-section surgery. Right? Because you're pregnant. We're believing that. Your remaining months of labor are going to be extremely uncomfortable because you'll be forced to live as a fraud until the doc finds an empty womb. You made your bed, you lay in it, and I will make sure of it. And that's what it is. That's what's going to happen. You're going to pull a stupid joke. It's not even that you're pulling a joke. The joke's not funny. So you're going to live with the consequences. You made your bed, you lay in it, and I'll be the one to enforce it. I'll make sure we go through all those things. And I will get all your entire family in on it. So you have to feel really bad that they're making you come to all these events. But they're all going to be in on it too because they also hate people who make those jokes. And you're going to say over and over again, I'm not pregnant, I'm not actually pregnant, it was a joke. But we're all just going to let that go in one ear and out the other. And you're going to have to live with those consequences. So that's the rule now. That's the April Fool's rule now. If you make that joke, that's what's going to happen. So don't do it around me. And I encourage every single one of you, if someone tries pulling that joke on you in the future, to do the exact same thing. Or at least threaten to do the exact same thing so no one does it. Because those type of people are definitely the first to go. When things go wrong, they're the first to go. They're the first out. It is what it is. And I'm just being honest about it. Another thing I didn't necessarily announce at the time because it happened right on April Fool's Day. And it's a serious matter, and I didn't want people thinking I was joking because it should be a joke, but it's not. I'm homeless now. I'm as homeless as it gets. I had to sell my contract, and the guy wanted to move in April 1st. April 1st. And the only way I'm here in Utah for another month, and the only way I could sell my contract is if I negotiated that. So I said, well, let's be homeless for a month. And I have a lot of points rolled over in my Wendover players card. And so I actually had 2 free nights at a hotel room. So I moved out of my apartment last Wednesday night. I got out of my apartment at 2 a.m. and I drove straight to Wendover. It got there at 4:35 in the morning and checked into my hotel room on April Fool's Day. So I stayed somewhat quiet about it because I didn't want people thinking that was an April Fool's joke. Because you should think that's an April Fool's joke because that's beyond just insane. So we're living homeless now, baby. And I'm not mad about it by any means. I think it's kind of exhilarating and fun. I had my 2 nights there in Wendover, and then I've been bouncing back and forth from grandma to grandma and to my buddy's house here in Provo. So we're along for the ride, and I'll keep you guys updated on the experiences that happen. So anyways, let's talk about my 2 days in Wendover for a little bit. It was a fun time. I actually spent more time in the hotel room down at the casino than I was expecting, and I know you don't believe me, so I'm not going to expand on that because you shouldn't believe me when I say something like that, but it's the truth, and I promise that's actually what happened. It's nice to have a hotel room to myself. It was great. So Friday morning, I'm down to like my last dollar. I've had a bad stretch in blackjack, just wasn't getting anything going, and I'm sitting there and I've got like just coins left, all right, basically, and either the $5 minimum, didn't have that much to play, so I was like, I've never tried slots, maybe I'll try that. And right before, I was like, I'm gonna get something to eat, go take a break, use my player points to get some food in me. And as I'm there, I kid you not, 5 elders, and if you don't know what elders are, missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, walk through the doors of the casino, and I turn, and my first thought is, oh, I might serve another 2 years now. Never thought of that before. And these elders walk through the casino to get a table at this restaurant in the casino. And I'm in shock, right? As you should be. So anyways, I was like, I gotta talk to these guys. And I talked to them, and supposedly they were Wendover elders. And that's one of the few places to eat around there. So they ate. And I was like, you know what? I have leftover player points, and on my mission, people always paid for me for my meals, and so I'm gonna buy all 5 of these elders their meal today. So I go to the table, and or the lady at the front table, and I say, hey, I'm gonna cover their meal. All right, put it on my points. I buy their whole meal, and they don't know, and I'm leaving to head out, and I'm like, well, time to try my luck with the slots. And I'm going from slot machine to slot machine because I don't have enough for the minimum. So I'm a little scavenger out there just looking for the machines that say there's like maybe 10 cents worth of credits left. So I find one that has like 10 cents. I put my little ticket in that has like 20 at the time. And then I just cash out. So now I'm up to 30. I just keep getting up till I can get to like 50 cents so I can play another roll. And after like 2 or 3 ones, I finally find one. Do one spin. I kid you not, on the one spin, I win like $24. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what happens when you do the Lord's work, right? God's helping me out here. He's throwing me a bone. So I took that $23. Like, I'm going to go back to this other slot machine that looked fun. And there was a few bucks in there. And so I rolled one. And on that one, I win $45. So I'm up to $75. And it was just the most insane comeback story. And I get all the way up to 125. And I'm just like, this is... when you do the Lord's work, you get paid out, and that's a living testimony of that. So if you're struggling with your faith, you're welcome. Just provided you with an amazing story there, and praise God. I did end up losing all that money that I had because I definitely have a problem and can't stop until I'm out of money. But I don't want to emphasize that part of the story because that's not what's important here. So anyways, it's also interesting because that night, I drove back that night, but that night I had, and this is kind of the emphasis of the episode that I wanted to talk about, I had a mission reunion over Zoom. And you heard that right. A mission reunion over Zoom. And I kind of forgot about it, but when I saw those missionaries there that day, I was like, it reminded me, oh shoot, I gotta get back for this. Because a lot of you don't know me out there. You might think you know me, and you might think, and this is understandable, I understand why you would think this. You might think, oh, that's the type of thing that Taylor would never go to, or never spend his time on. But I'm going to break to you right now, you're very wrong, because I eat that up. I'm there on time all the way till the end, because this is the most entertaining thing of my life. I mean, I just spent 2 days in a casino, and that compares nowhere near to the amount of entertainment I'm going to receive from a Idaho Boise mission Zoom reunion. And there's so many characters that I have from my mission that were there, and it was just amazing to see them on Zoom. And I'll say this, it was like, I respect like my mission president and mission president's wife. For sure, it's the most adorable thing ever. And she goes all out, and they're so cute, and they're just they go to the church building, and they're all dressed up in their like missionary attire. No one else is, of course. But they're being innocent and pure, so I can't hate on that. And she's got her whole gift baskets, and she brings her snacks, and she's like, I wish I could share these snacks with you. Oh, but you can't, because it's over Zoom. And I would want to troll that, but it was so innocent, so pure, and so sweet. And it's just that, if that's not the most missionary, or the mission president's wife thing ever, then I don't know what is. Definitely was for us. Anyways, I mean, yeah, some of these characters on here, they're just, first of all, learn not to mute your mic, because half the people didn't. And then, of course, our mission president and stuff, they don't know how to be moderators and make sure everyone has their mics muted. And so that was could definitely turn into a disaster for half the time. But even though it was a disaster, I loved it. I mean, I ate that up. And some of the comments, you know me, I was just sounding off in the chat the whole time, just saying, this is epic, this is incredible. And when they finally came to me, they were like, my mission person goes, well, Field, you're the wild card here. Don't know what that means. But I am a wild card, I guess we could say. And I acted like I don't know what that means, but honestly, I know exactly what that means. All right, I'm a wild card. And they're asking me, and I told them the story of how that day I saw the hand of God in my life, and the missionaries come to the casino and bless me with the opportunity to receive blessing by paying for their food. And I did. And some people thought, I can't believe you shared that. What? That's the most spiritual experience I've had in a long time. So why wouldn't I share? That sounds like the perfect opportunity to share that. So anyone saying, I can't believe you shared that, you're an idiot. Because there's no better place to share that than there. And dude, I'm not afraid to say that I went to the casino. That's my life, bro. I'm gonna give people updates all my life, day in and day out. And another thing that's just incredible from this whole mission reunion is these people always want to put their significant others, like whether they're married or not, they make sure they're cuddled up right next to them to show them off. A lot of times it's like, what are you showing off? Because you settled. You settled. And we'll leave it at that. Whether it was boy or girl, you settled. So you're not showing anything off. And, oh, man, but some of these, and then you have the senior missionaries in there who are so cute, but also when they got their turn, they share the same stories that we heard 17 different times throughout the entire mission. So don't need to hear again. Oh, so cute though. I mean, it is what it is. And okay, the other thing is I'm scrolling on there and there's some missionaries who, married within the mission, other sister missionaries. And they are just some incredible people. But this one couple in particular, one of my companions and this other girl who no one expected them to ever get married. But they did. And I'm just scrolling and I'm looking through all the different people on Zoom. And I see them and the first thing I think, 100%, not a doubt in my mind, Tatum and Spencer just had sex. 100%. And I called them out on it. I did this one in the private chat. I sent them the message directly and they said, how? You're going to say how? Oh, I'm sorry. How about have some self-awareness? Because you guys are sitting with your back on your bed rest, clearly in your bed. Your hair is completely messed up. So don't give me the crap and say that you didn't, because, you did 100%. And that's just, it was so obvious. And the fact that they tried denying it is incredible because, hey, we see you. Hey, have some self-awareness because you just did the nasty. And we don't need to know that. So go somewhere else that's not your bed. Hey, how about a comb? Hey, how about grab a comb? Try it out. Try it out. That's all. But how about a Zoom mission reunion call? does it get any more just phenomenal than that? That's the most, I don't even know what to say. That's the most incredible thing. Incredible is just such a great word to describe anything at this point. But that's the most Idaho Boise kind of thing to do, too. And you guys know I ate that entire thing up. You know I did. I love that. I live for that. That was so funny to me. And I was there through and through. Guys, I wish I had some more specific stuff. Oh, one time this girl on there too, she is in the chat and she starts talking about how, like, I guess her mission president asks, oh, you guys still talk about your missions and all? And no, I don't. But this one girl goes, yeah, well, it's actually come up a lot recently. Girls in my sorority asking me about it. Oh, no, honey. No, you're not in a sorority. And if you are, then you're not. And we're leaving it at that. Because if you knew her, you know one thing. She's not in a sorority. And if she is, that's actually the funniest thing to imagine ever. And I don't know what kind of sororities are nowadays. Maybe they are changed. And maybe someone like that could thrive in a sorority. So, that was that. I come out as a gambler to my whole mission. Come out of the closet as a gambler, which most people probably knew that. And very open about that. And this girl comes out as a member of a sorority, which she's not. And she lied and I did not lie. So that's the most important part about that. Man, I just crack up to myself just thinking about this when I was on there. And I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I run the show in that mission. And that's not saying much because it's the Idaho Boise mission. So I know if I'm sounding like a cocky asshole, that just know it's the Idaho Boise mission. So it doesn't take much to run the show there. But yeah, I hop onto a thing like that. And I'm the center of the conversation right there for sure. And does it go to my head? No, because I'm aware that it's the Idaho Boise mission. So it doesn't mean much. Loved it. Love the people, but as far as like being exiled amongst all the other missionaries, yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. So that's that. And so if you're looking for some entertainment, put together a Zoom mission reunion call. And it's just funny because the type of missionaries that I got along with that were like more people I'd hang out with were not. There was a couple of them on there, but like most of those ones are the type that would just never log into anything like that. And that's where we're different because I eat that up and I wouldn't miss that for anything. So yeah, what I learned from all that is I need to now host my own mission reunion over Zoom and just make it, because we know I'd make it the most entertaining thing of all time. Because like I've talked about every episode, is I'm the biggest entertainer and showman around. And so who better to put on a thing like that than me? And I just did that thing where I pointed at myself with both fingers, with both hands. And when I said me, so I'm a dick and I'm a loser for that. But I did it. I said, oh, who's the biggest entertainer? And then I did I rolled my wrist, both my wrists, and then I did a slow point to myself with the little finger guns. It pointed right to myself, said me, and there's no video here, but just know I'm exposing myself for you guys. So you're welcome, because this is Provo Exposed, and I expose everything such as mission reunion stuff, but mostly I expose guys like myself, because never do that, where you roll your wrists around and say me and point to yourself and exaggerate it like that, because then you'll be the biggest asshole around, which I am. So I guess it fits, right? That is what it is. You guys, this is a shorter episode today, and I just need to get an episode out because I haven't recorded in a while because I'm homeless. So it's hard to record when you're homeless. But I'll tell you what, is I've had a hard time. I've been going on my notes app. I have so much content I could talk about, and I need to just start recording and banking episodes. And I need to get more guests on. Because I think you guys like that. Maybe you like it. I don't know. I don't even know who listens. But I know we have listeners because that's what the stats say. And we're still waiting on that ad. And my uncle offered to make an ad but never paid me for it. So once he pays me, I will gladly promote his eBay listing. And I won't give any more information other than that until I receive Venmo payment receipt. So Trevor, pay me, and then I will gladly make an ad for your eBay listing. But not going to give any details, not going to drop a link because need to get that bag first. But those are fun things we got in store for you guys, and we got to go in on the whole Provo prom thing. I've recorded some stuff about it, but just don't have prom for college kids. Thank you. And if you're in college, don't go to prom. Don't care if you missed it. Don't care if you had a bad experience. It's over. Move on. That should be that. But I gotta expand on that because that's just too good to pass up, and that needs to be exposed more than anything I've ever seen in Provo. So we got an episode of that coming up. We got an episode of the I'm gonna do the BYU sexual harassment survey, which might get a little dicey in there and might be somewhat triggering, but we're sure to have a good time. And I know it's hard to have a good time or make a good time out of things like that, but we'll see what we can do. And might take some extra editing for that. I've had some offers for editors, so might have to use them for that episode for sure. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening to Provo Exposed. Sorry about it's been a couple weeks because I know everyone out there's been dying to hear more content, and I've been getting death threats in my messages saying we need more content out. That's not true, but I pretend it's true because that's me being delusional that I have so many fans and I'm just the biggest hit out there, which I am. So there's that, and thank you for listening to episode number 4 of Provo Exposed. Go make sure you connect with all your mission friends over a mission reunion Zoom call, because that has potential to be just the funniest thing ever. Or you could dread it and hate it, which I'm sure most of you out there do if you're listening to this podcast. But have my mindset of it. Look for a good time because it can be. And go to those things to seek out content, potential content. You have to. It's phenomenal stuff. But thanks again for listening, tuning out. We'll see you guys shortly. I will be posting at least one episode a week moving forward because that's how it is. We're doing big things around here. Thank you.